It's nice that two dogs found each other, but you know, if you went camping and woke up with a sore ass, would you tell anyone?
Next problem.
Penis veins. Yeah, I've got some trauma to work through, I think.
Yeah, well.
Got a couple of...
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Shad and Pete Save the World podcast. It's the podcast version of the live show that everyone already thought was a podcast, and we are back for another great episode. Joining me as always, ready? The Shad to my Pete.
Yes!
My little dream man, my hero, the fella I think about when he's not in the room, and the fella I think about when he is there. It's Shad Wicker. Hello.
Okay, I got a bit creepy towards the back end of there, but...
I've been thinking about you, man.
Thanks, man.
I lay awake at night thinking about, I hope he's safe. I hope he's all right out there without me.
Oh.
And you always seem to be.
Yeah,
you turn
well,
up and you're always looking good and you're
Thanks,
always in a great
man.
mood. So
That's
how have you
great.
been? You been well?
I've been good. Actually, I'm going to do a few things up top, a bit of housekeeping in the episode.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
Obviously, we've got our big show in Sydney coming up, October 11th. If you want to come along, get into the show notes for the tickets. But also, a few things on our socials. We are now putting the episodes up on YouTube.
Oh, hello. That's
So
exciting.
You can watch the apps on YouTube. They're going to be like about a day or so delayed from the actual audio one that comes out. But if you want to check it out, go on YouTube, check them out. Also on Spotify as well. And
Also, you can watch the video on Spotify.
on the bloody app. Mate.
Fucking unlock your phone right now.
Mate.
Unlock your phone. Hey, thanks for doing that. Welcome. Thanks for joining the visual component.
Yeah. So that's a big thing. Really wanted you to get around that. Obviously, be a friend, tell a friend. And also, if you want to submit problems, something else I found out, you can comment on the Spotify apps and we can see them.
This is true.
So you can actually comment on them and just tell us what your problems are and we can bring it into the pod. So make sure you have a look at that. We're kind of growing. Everything's growing. We're on the bloody Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're threading your problems. We're doing heaps of stuff.
People are saying that if we were the only podcast in the world, we would be the fastest growing podcast in the world.
Yeah.
But as it stands, we are reasonably stagnant. So please tell your mates, share it around. Because the episodes are great. And as will this week be, I'm very excited about this. We are once again venturing into the world of non-comic guests. And thank fuck, because those people are very terrible company. Very sad people to be bringing into this studio.
Oh, yeah.
But not our guest this week. Very excited to have him on. I've been buzzing about this. I've been looking forward to this all week. Joining the show, if you live in Brisbane, if you've not heard about this guy, you're a fucking goose, okay? Because he's running one of the greatest nights of live entertainment in the country. Not on your rider. It's Aimon Clark, everybody. Come on.
There he is.
Thank you very much, Aimon.
Oh, thank you for having me. There I was thinking that we were just three, festival comedians having a bit of fun.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, but
here you are, being sort of a point of difference in an otherwise... I was going to say in an otherwise funny world. That's not what I meant. That's not at all what I meant to say.
I've done 3 comedy festivals, thank you very much.
I was going to say, have you, because you've done a few festivals with Not On Your Radar.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Not On Your Radar, it's a music-based quiz show.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Buzzcocks meets Spicks and Specks meets, I don't know.
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
It's all underwater.
It's always in a pool. Which is really fun.
I carry around sand with me.
A couple of drownings in the last show, but, we don't have to talk about it.
You got to risk it to get the biscuit in this industry, they say.
But you've done this at comedy festivals, but I was wondering this because you have a lot of comics on. Have you ever tried stand-up?
No, I haven't. I don't think I'd be very good at it. I don't know. I've written 2 jokes in my life.
I don't want to put the pressure on this early into the recording. Guys, you're going to love this next act. He's amazing. It's his first time here at Raw Comedy 2024. Give it up for your next act. It's Aimon Clark.
Hey!
Hello, everyone. I've got a couple of... I've already fucked up.
Gong!
Gong! It's not that easy, is it, with your little quiz show?
Oh, my God. No, I need
Anyone
questions.
can read a question, mate.
Do you need a musical-based prompt?
Yeah, actually, okay, I've got it.
You got this.
I was talking with my girlfriend the other day, and she brought up celebrity hall passes, which is a trap, by the way.
Yeah,
don't go for that.
Yeah.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I thought I'd say like a generic kind of classic hot girl. And I said I don't know, Sydney Sweeney, and she goes, oh yeah, mine's quite similar, Sydney Swans. The whole bloody team.
And this is one of those moments that I would highly recommend unlocking the phone and taking in the
Having a
visual
look.
component, because it's the looking around, it's the licking of the lips.
Oh, yeah.
That's not something that can be taught. You can't get that at a comedy course. That you either have that or you don't. The licking
Yeah.
of the eyes.
Yeah.
And-
I personally really enjoyed that.
And my other one is, do you want to know my thoughts on facial hair?
You're damn right at it.
Yeah, please.
I've had it up to here.
Oh, here we go. Again, visual component.
Yeah. Be a hand on the cheek.
I had my hand was up. Yeah, no, I've never thought about doing it. I think it's too embarrassing at this point in my like career and life.
I would argue it's embarrassing at any
yeah.
point for anybody.
Yeah, I gotta say the embarrassment doesn't disappear.
Sometimes I look at a Will Anderson and I think, grow up. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're on the telly. What are you doing down here underneath this pub,
Yeah.
festering in mould,
Yeah.
talking about
that's
your
fair.
dick to strangers? Grow up, you child.
Yeah, it is. That hurt a bit, actually.
No, you're all right, man. But yes, so you're running not on your right. I mean, you've got so many things going on, Aimon.
Yeah.
You're a fucking you're out there working. You've got Not on Your Rider, which is not only a monthly show in Brisbane, but it's taking its way around the country. So Melbourne and
Yeah.
Sydney, you can find yourself as well. Game on Mole, the podcast you do with Dicko and Selma.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like a game show that we've turned into a podcast. Basically, we were trying to pitch it as a TV show, which is quite difficult, turns out. So we just started doing it as a podcast to try and work out any of the bubbles and as a live show. It's pretty fun.
It's
I'm
very,
enjoying
very
doing it.
fun.
It's good because it incorporates one of my favourite games to have played back in the uni days, which was Mafia.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Which
yeah.
was where you get a piece of paper and it says, you know, if you're the Mafia and everyone else isn't the Mafia, and the whole idea is to figure out who that person is.
Yeah.
And then you've just added a quiz angle to it, which I think makes it even funner.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Now, there was something that happened to me over the weekend, fellas, that before we get into the format of the show, solving all of the listener problems, I would like to share with you.
Okay.
Right. So I was just in Perth, which is, if you've never been to Perth, it's very far away, left side of the country. WA, the state.
It's not a very left side of the country, though, is it?
Left geographically. But I was over there and still reeling from the stolen suitcase that I've spoken about on previous episodes. So I went to go and get some new jeans. I was trying on some jeans in general pants. I thought that's a good place to go and get pants generally. And I walked in and I went into the little change room, and you know how there's always a little boy in there that, like a person, like working.
Like you're going to,
There's like a small child that works at the fitting area or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, how many pieces? I go, I got 2 pieces. So I go in the thing. And I thought he was like still in high school, but I was near the door and I could hear him talking to someone. So a young girl had come in and they were chatting and they were like, flirting up a storm, to be quite frank.
Okay.
Now, how were you fellas when you were in your youth? Were you good with women?
I wasn't, no.
No, I wouldn't say like crazy good. No.
Okay,
I
well-
wouldn't have the riz, as they're saying.
Well, I'm about to...
This guy's risen up.
No, well, he was doing all right for a fair while.
Okay.
But he's talking and the girl goes, oh my God, I got a Facebook memory saying that I've been out of high school for 2 years. And I'm like, where has the time gone? And he's going, oh my God, that's crazy. I'm like, she goes, how are you? How old are you? And he goes, like, I'm 23. And I'm like, oh, fuck, he's a bit older than I thought.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm 23. And she's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then he goes, oh my God, I've just realised you probably don't even remember 9/11.
I've said that to someone as well. It's a crazy realization.
But I'm in there listening, and so he's 23. I am also a little baby boy. I'm about to be 26. At the time of 9/11, I was 3.
Yeah.
Which means he would have had to be about 4 months old at the time. And then he goes, oh man, it was just crazy, like just to see the whole world change like that.
Wait.
And I'm like, what in your world changed?
He's
On
like,
September
yeah.
11th, 2001,
Yeah. He's like,
I was
9/11.
breastfeeding, and then next thing I know, I shit myself.
It was a big change. I had a few changes that day. I was like, 9/11 happened.
But I was like, fucking like textbook definition of dropping the bag.
Yeah.
Like,
9/11, I
yeah.
tasted orange. That was pretty big.
I laid on my back. I wobbled my head.
It's always a
put my
great move
hands up.
bringing up terrorism when you're hitting on someone too, especially
Yeah.
a child.
Yeah. To be like, oh my God, devastation and setting off a worldwide series of atrocities. Do you want to get fingered later?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Do you want me to go
Potentially.
down on you like the second tower? Fucking hell.
which was pretty remarkable. And then in some like twisted turn of fate, I find myself at the Virgin Lounge and ABC News is on, and like I'm about to board a plane, and then they're playing like
Highlights.
essentially the highlights, from the great career that was.
Arguably, yeah. I mean, two greatest highlights. Probably the most watched highlights online. Michael Jordan, 9/11.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a jump. Incredible vertical. But I was just like, I'd never seen anyone fuck up flirting so disastrously bad. And then like the conversation just fizzled out and she walked away and I'm like, what do you think just happened there?
Yeah.
Like fucking remarkable stuff.
Fucking hell.
So that was my big news. 2 9/11 instances over 3 days in Perth.
Fuck.
Do you remember where you were during 9/11?
Watching my cartoons and seeing the 9/11 footage during Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe, yeah. Because I was in.
That's a big
I was in
come
year
car.
7. Yeah. Hey, fuck Fraser up. Yeah, I was in high school. I remember when we went to school that day, the teachers, and it's funny like now being older and knowing people that are teachers and studying with people that became teachers, looking back at those people at that time and being like, oh, I've kind of figure out where your head would have been at.
Yeah.
Because they like sat everyone down and tried to like, yeah, you know, something real big happened. But the problem with doing that is like, none of these 13-year-olds give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or even really understand what's going on, and the teachers are trying to be
g'day
like,
guys. 2 things. The World Trade Center is a series. There's 2 buildings and there's lots that goes on there. Second thing, don't worry about the first thing anymore. You don't need to know about it. Forget what I told you.
Yeah.
I'd just come home from my first concert ever, which was Vanessa Amorosi.
Oh.
You remember? Absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got home.
In the whole wide world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's a huge tonal shift of your day.
Just like this coming home.
Good concert?
oh, it's great. Yeah, it's really good. Very memorable. Never forget.
Great. Well, that's exciting that your little trip to Perth.
I had a great time.
You got to take a trip down memory lane. It's one of the great moments in history.
I don't fucking remember it, so I'm not stressed.
Some would say the Friday night at the Comedy Lounge was also as bad as 9/11, but we don't have to talk about your hosting duties.
No. Big respect to the wonderful people at the Comedy Lounge. For everyone that was in attendance, I hope with every ounce of my being that you drove home. Because you were in no way fit to be there.
For those that are listening to the podcast for the first time, or for those who need a refresher, the way it works is our show, our live show that we take around the country. People write down their problems, put it in a bucket on stage, and we get very drunk and solve them. In the podcast version, we have compiled all the leftover problems from those live shows in order to solve them at a later date. So if you've been to a show in Sydney, Adelaide, Melbourne, Brisbane, wherever the fuck else, Wagga, then this could be you. Okay?
Brilliant.
That's how it's going to work. Should we consult the bucket?
I think we should consult the bucket. Now, First problem coming out of this bucket feels like it's been selected for our guests to comment on. I don't want to say it's been put in here specifically for that, but I feel like there is someone in the room with more of at least an invested interest in this problem. So the first problem coming out of the bucket is Aussie music sucks. Right, that's the whole problem. Now, there hasn't been any elaboration on that.
No context to it.
oh, bloody hell.
The views represented by the bucket are not shared by Shad and Pete or the world.
Australian music is a wonderful thing, and you were a part of Australian music for a very long time. You were in a band called the Creases.
Yeah. As someone who is in an Australian band that sucked, that really hurts my feelings. How bloody dare you, honestly? Aussie music, most of it sucks, obviously, but
Would you say most of it sucks?
yeah.
Well, most of any music
anything
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. Like, no, I wouldn't. Like, there's some great Australian bands in there, but
Who's the most? Who are your like top 3 working Australian acts or bands?
yeah, okay, the Darrows are ones.
Right.
Slut Shame and the Dog Cunts.
I don't know
on.
if this is
Hang
real or
on a
not.
second.
MC Bushpig.
Now that is
Yeah,
real.
it's a good one. There's lots of great music out there. I can't think of any right now, but
I'd personally like to take this moment to plug Ray Thistlethwaite at a Brisbane jazz club that I just got a sponsored ad for this morning.
Okay.
Ray Thistlethwaite, lead singer of my favourite band of all time, Thirsty Merc.
yeah.
I've been very open with my adoration for
Yeah.
the Murky fellas.
You love the
I
sweet
fucking
times,
love The Thirsty Merc Boys, maybe the most, I believe, to be the most underrated band in
Most
Australia.
underrated band, you think?
In Australian history.
Interesting.
In world, I'll
In
say
world
world
history.
history. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you give me 20 good reasons?
Oh, look
Oh,
at
we're having
him.
fun. No,
Ready.
we're having fun. It's always the people who are the most confident with their opinions who like have the worst taste, I find.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure this person probably doesn't have the best taste. They're probably not listening to the best stuff. Like the person who's playing music out loud on the train, you know, they're not listening to Radiohead, are they?
Yeah.
They're listening to Aussie hip hop, which is not really proving my point. But there's,
I would not have a bad
how
word
dare
said
you?
about Hilltop Hoods
Yeah.
on this podcast. The Hoods are great. And I'll say it.
Yeah.
I reckon they're fucking awesome. And also because there was that period of time where no headline act would fucking man up and do their fucking set. And they were
True.
just, the Hilltop Hoods were on speed dial
were.
anywhere in the country. You need a headliner. We need a headliner in 24 hours. Hilltop Hoods are there. And it'd be the best gig. I remember they had to do, I think it was Splendor or something.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper.
They had to replace, and it's like awesome. People are like, oh, this is still great. Like, they know
I
how to
feel-
get a party going
I
for the
feel if
people
you
in the
look-
front and for the people in the nosebleed section.
If Hilltop Hoods replace a band at a festival, it should be contractually obliged. They have to perform 3 of that artist's songs.
That would be better.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Like you book to see Beyonce,
Yeah.
and then Beyonce gets sick, and then Hilltop Hoods come in.
I got dragged along to Parkway Drive a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, fresh in the memes.
I saw some Parkway Drive fans that came to a gig the other night.
Oh, really? How's
Yeah.
the smell?
Yeah. I mean, you know, missing teeth,
Yeah.
but that would have been from the mosh pit rather than,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
doesn't.
yeah.
No, it was sick. It was amazing that a band, because they're down from where I'm from, near Byron Bay. It's amazing that a band like that still has that kind of ambition. Like there was fireworks and like dances, and yeah, it was very cool.
Dancers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
they had dances. They had like almost new metal dances. Like there were these guys like doing the creepy clown dance, like you know, like Slipknot
What?
style. It was very strange.
I just want to say again for the people at home,
You've
if
gotta be
there is
watching
an
the video.
episode, if there's an episode to watch, this is the one.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, every time you guys talk to each other and not look at me, I blow a kiss to the camera. You'll see.
Well, you know it's only going to be one shot. I'm not going to keep cutting to you when
Oh,
we're
okay.
talking.
no, I would
Well,
like you
maybe
to
I will.
cut. I'd like you to cut every single time to the kiss, please.
Yeah, but, okay, so dancers at a park, because when you say dancers, I immediately think of like R&B, hip-hop style.
They were almost like that, to be
Right.
honest. But it was like a bit Slipknotty, like whereas
Yeah.
like we're twisted.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but hardcore bands don't actually sound that hardcore compared to
What?
like actual, like, you know what I mean? Like to the layman.
What compared to serial killers?
Well, like if you said
what-
hardcore, is
what's the-
hardcore like, because like what's Slipknot?
That's like new metal almost.
So see, like people
Yeah.
would be like outside of the bubble of music would be
Yeah.
like, oh, I think that's pretty. What would you think of a hardcore band?
with like insane clown posse?
No,
Big.
no, surely not.
Are they
So hardcore's
hardcore?
like more like the down to earth version of that. So
Yeah,
it's
which
p-
doesn't
guys in
sound like-
shorts.
That doesn't really fit the name.
Oh, like working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
yeah. Trying to survive.
What a way to make a living!
yeah.
Barely getting by.
yeah.
See what I mean? Like that's hardcore.
Dolly
Yeah.
Parton is the most
She
hardcore.
is.
Well, anyway, to get back to this problem, so
Yeah.
Aussie music sucks. Well, how about this? To give this person a few things to listen to, let's go the entire spectrum
Okay.
of Australian music history.
Yeah, who-
You go 5. You got to go listen to these 5. If you don't like Aussie music after this, there's something wrong with you.
I'd say I'd start with the Avalanches. I think they're probably one of the best.
Well, they're great.
I love the Drones as well too. I think they're really good.
And where's Thirsty Merc come in for you?
they're up there.
Okay.
You only like
Take me back to the sweet
We've got to
time.
clarify this. The only reason he loves Thirsty Merc is because their music is the theme song.
Thirsty Merc. Thirsty
It's the
Merc.
theme song for
Bondi
Bondi
Rescue,
Rescue.
but it's not just that. It's the back catalogue of things. It is the 20 Good Reasons. It's the Tommy and Kristas. It's all the other ones that they've got. It's all those wonderful tracks. You know, they're incredible live. I'm just saying,
But-
I will back this till I
I've seen
fucking
them live too,
die.
actually. They're right.
But to be fair, what they need to do is they need to go to more local gigs. Obviously, they need to go to Big Sound. They need to go to some festivals and find some good Aussie music because it's out there. Go to the valley.
Agree more. Go to the valley.
Go to the valley.
That's where it's all at. We've done it again. Next problem. Let's get stuck in.
Well, listen to the quiz.
How can we make Marvel movies suck less?
Thirsty Merc, if they were all of the superheroes. So you'd have Ray Thistleway would be
Avengers.
like Iron Man.
Yeah, he's Iron Man.
And then the other ones would be the other characters.
Now, are you much of a movie buff? Like,
Yeah, I'm a bit of a cinephile, I'd say.
All right, mate.
Not the only file.
Yeah. From what I hear.
I think Marvel had an amazing run in the late 2010s. They were killing it. Like those last few Avengers movies were amazing, but I don't know what I would say if like you already don't like them. Like do what I do when my friend's showing me a funny YouTube video and just stare at the like little bar counting down. Hope it goes quicker.
That's grim.
Yeah.
Just counting down until it ends.
Yeah.
This is like autistic socializing for dummies.
Yeah.
Just when you panic, just count.
Yeah. When I saw this problem to add to our list, it reminded me of a moment from your live podcast show.
Oh yeah.
Where we were talking about movies. Because I thought, attacking this question, how do we make Marvel movies suck less? I think we make them suck less by making them suck more, right? Because in your show, we looked at porn parodies of famous movies was one of the rounds. So there was one was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was
10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I was like doing a bit of research on my own. I was kind of like, I wonder if there are any like parodies. Marvel films, not as many as I would like, but I thought maybe I would ask you, I'll give you some Marvel movies or movies in general, because I looked at a few film parodies, and you kind of maybe, same way that your round worked, you kind of try and guess the horny porn parody of it. We'll start with non-Marvel. What about for the movie Doctor Who? There is a porn version of Doctor Who.
Dr. Hooters?
Well, that's pretty good. I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was actually Dr. Lou and the Filthy Phallics.
Well, hang on.
Dr. Lou and the Filthy Phallics.
If you add 6 words after anything, you can make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can make it dirty.
Sure.
Marley and Me get fucked in the ass by a big fat stripper is a porn parody technically.
Yeah, that's true. I'll add it to the list. Okay, what about Pokemon?
Poker.
Yeah.
It has to be poker something.
Pokemon's pubis.
Yeah, well, that's probably more clever than anything I was going to say.
I don't think the porn.
Oh, Strokemon.
That's really good. That's better than what it is. It's
Stroke a man.
It's actually Poke a Mum.
That's pretty good.
Pokemon.
I don't know.
Bit of MILF.
Where can I find
The classic cartoon Beavis and Butthead.
beaver and butt sex?
Whoa, that was so close.
Yeah.
It was Beaver and Muff Face.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously,
My
Beaver
bad.
and Muff Face. I couldn't find Marvel ones because I imagine that there's probably like all the ones I could find were just, and you probably did as well in your research for your quiz show. It's like a lot of it's just the title with XXX afterwards.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd enlist the services of AI, and I asked ChatGPT to write me a bunch of titles for Marvel adult films.
Please.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Gal's ass, please.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Gal Sexy.
Gal's
So,
sexy,
that's all right.
okay.
pretty good.
I'm in the vein of it.
Yeah.
You're getting pretty good. You're getting
A
close
big
to
purple vein.
I am Root.
Thor Ragnarok.
You say Iron Root?
I said I am Root.
Iron
This is
Root,
true.
right.
I thought you were just coming up with your own, being like Iron Man, Iron Root. Star Root.
Spider slut.
Spider slut. What about Australian music porn parodies of different bands?
Oh, that's
so
fun.
Hilltop Hoods. What about
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Hilltop Clitoral Hood.
Oh, I can never find when their gig's on.
Thirsty Squirt.
Thirsty Squirt's great.
Thirsty Squirt's pretty good.
Cold Jizzle.
Cold Jizzle. That's fun. This is fun. Now
is
we're
fun,
cooking,
yeah.
boys. This feels like something.
Crowded sex house.
Yeah, okay.
Crowded ass.
Okay. Crowded ass is good. Crowded ass.
Crowded Root. to follow the Aimon Clark. What if we had a porn parody?
Oh, that's good.
So we'll go Shad and Pete Save the World, and then we'll do Shad Wicker, Peter James, and Aimon Clark. That feels fun.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to this. So Shad and Pete Save the World would be like
Shave the balls.
Shad and Pete shave the balls.
Shad and Pete shave the balls probably wouldn't
Shad and
be
Pete shave the balls. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Shad Wicker would be like something liquor.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's sack liquor.
Yeah.
That's just my interest.
This is fun. Peter James, go. Come on, make me sexy.
Peter James.
Penis veins.
Penis veins.
Penis veins.
Yes.
Yeah, we're cooking.
Sack liquor, penis veins.
Aimon Clark will be like Aimon Root. No, you'd be like gay man.
Yeah.
Gay man ass.
Gay man.
Gay man farts.
Gay man fast. There you go.
It's pretty niche.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like it.
I think that's If you want to make Marvel movies suck less, turn them into porn.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, great. And if you live in Brisbane or Sydney, if you can come up with a Shad and Pete Save the World porn parody that really makes us laugh,
Yeah.
free tickets to the show.
Free
I'm telling
tickets to
you,
the
we'd love to
show.
see you there. All right, we've done it again. That's fun. That's how you make it more fun. All right, next problem. Here we go. I got one. The breeders, and it's got like the quotation marks, the breeders of our friend group keep going camping without us singles. We don't even get an invite.
So it's like basically saying that your mates who have kids are no longer inviting you to the fun camping
yeah.
events. And you're obviously a bit sad about it. But you kind of, I think you're really overestimating how fun that must be for these people with kids going camping.
Yeah.
Because to me, yuck.
Yeah, it's sort of it
Like,
brings
no
into
thanks.
question a little bit your motives. To where you're
Yeah.
like, I'd fucking love to go and hang out with those kids
Yeah.
in the bush for
Yeah.
a weekend. That sounds fucking sick.
Yeah.
I'd love to hang out with these screaming children. Nah, you guys go for a kayak. I'll look after them.
No, fuck.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, why do you want to join a family on a camping trip? That sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And what's wrong? It says us singles. So that's plural.
So there's a few of
There's
you.
few of you. Have your own fucking
Yeah,
camping
go
trip,
camping. You
loser.
know what you should do to really fuck with your mates that have got kids? You should go camping to a site next to theirs and stay up all night,
Yep.
partying and carrying on, and ruin their event. If you really feel this hurt by the whole situation, you want to be petty as fuck.
Yeah, putting
You know what I
putting some porn parodies on the Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
Keeping them up. Oh, what are we doing?
What are you guys watching? Iron Man? Well, we're watching
Iron Root. Backing it up with Saving Ryan's Privates. Are you much of a camper?
No, not really.
That's
I just had
Just
a
camp.
flashback to something that happened in grade 9, and I've spent the last couple of seconds trying to figure out okay, was this wrong?
Okay. Whoa.
Do I need to get the doll out?
There was a guy who worked at the camp, and he was telling us all jokes on
Oh, this is really strap in.
and he
Should we turn
said
the lights off to make this more comfortable?
he said to me,
No!
he goes, "Hey, if you went camping and woke up with a sore ass, would you tell anyone?"
Door.
And I said, "No." And he
Is
goes,
this real?
Yeah, and he said, "Do you want to go camping?" He was joking, but maybe
Great
not.
joke, though. Good gear.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Had his little wobble board. He
Good
was,
gear, but weird to say to a minor.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm okay.
Well, we wouldn't know.
How old are you at the time?
What was year 9? So I was 11. I don't know.
Wait, I've
Wait.
just realised.
Don't try and line up.
You probably don't even remember 9/11.
You got 9/11 on his mind, like year 9, I was 11. No, you weren't. You're older than that.
I don't know what age I was.
Maybe like 15 or something.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Well, maybe it wasn't that inappropriate.
What is the age of consent when it comes to me raping you gags? Because I feel like it's got to be pretty high. I'd say
point.
it's got to be
Yeah.
about 35 and over. I'd probably still go to the police if this man said this.
He was
to
a
me.
cool guy.
What was cool about him? Did he have a
told-
windowless van full of candy? It was awesome.
He taught us how to climb trees.
Yeah. And keep a
So,
secret.
yeah. But no, I haven't
He had
been
little
camping
Batman
since.
costumes for us. It was like
Yeah.
full latex.
what is he up to now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I haven't been camping since unrelated. Yeah.
And this is why none of your friends invite you out camping anyway.
And thanks for submitting this problem, man.
You say one joke and now the breeders won't let you go camping.
It was a hypothetical gag. I wasn't really gonna do it. Oh, that's very funny.
Fuck.
But yeah, so I think that's more to the point is if you're a group of singles, stop being complainers because you're not getting invited to a trip. Make your own trip. Create your own opportunity in this life. Well, we've done it again. Ba-da! All right, here we go. Next problem. I live with my best friend and she's a slob. You never want to live with a best friend. That's the thing. It's like the thing that makes your best friend exciting is you don't get to see him very often. But as soon as there's a lease involved, it's like you again. Even if they're a great housemate, they can't still be your best friend. It's just too much. It's like I grew up in Cairns. You were in there for a long time, and you don't even fucking notice the place is beautiful because you're with it all the time. So it's like that for a person. Right. So you don't want to be living with a best friend because I had nearly a big falling out with a guy that I lived with once because it was like it just got so tense. But it was like doing things like having a Vegemite sandwich, spreading it, Vegemite knife there, new knife. New knife. Second sandwich, and then he'd have 4 sandwiches because he'd be smoking weed, and he'd have 4 different knives. I'm doing the dish. One time I woke up to this guy fucking practicing walking around the house in high heels at 3:30 in the morning because he was in a lip sync competition that weekend.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And he's just like in fucking stilettos, like in the lounge room.
What do I need to wake up to? Yeah,
and you know exactly who this is.
I know who it is. Yeah, that's awesome.
Was he a drag queen or
no, just a
guy?
bloke.
Just a real eccentric fella.
Just a guy desperate for about $1,000 worth of prize money.
Not bad. Yeah, I've lived with best mates before, and yeah, it's never a great idea. But like, I'm assuming this person is between the ages of 8 and 19 if they've still got a best friend. Do you think you should still have best friends in your 20s?
No, that's stupid, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys have best friends? Are you looking for one?
You say on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Okay.
Well, the hard thing about having being a best mate is you don't want to lose that friend. That would probably be the biggest problem in this because they want to maintain a friendship.
Yeah.
But you start doing shit like that, and all of a sudden, this is now it's starting to get a little bit feisty.
You've got to move out before it becomes irreparable, like that you hate each other. That's kind of where you got to get to move out first, kind of scenario. I knew 2 people that lived together that were mates, and I've got one of them. She got so fed up with how filthy it was. She grabbed all of the washing, like dishes and shit, and just put them in her bed.
In her bed?
Yeah, just put them on her bed.
And are they mates
like,
still?
Those are yours. I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's pretty
but
funny.
But it can get there, which is pretty awesome. Like, that's pretty sick. Because you know what? It's like when you were young, like, it also makes it shit. If you got like this anger to your housemate as your best friend, it also means it's shit for people like your mates to come over. Yeah. Because like the adult version... It's the adult version of when you went over to your mate's place when you were a kid and they get in trouble off their parents and you've got to sit there and just be like, oh, and just like watch them get an absolute shit. It's like that's the equivalent. You guys are bitching and carrying on.
I kind of enjoyed saying that.
You
I enjoyed watching a mate get fucking flogged.
I won't tell anyone. Give me
if you don't put those fucking dishes away, I'm sending you back to the man at the campsite with all the jokes. You want to see the funny man? No, I don't want to see the funny man. Don't show me the funny man. No. Knock, knock. No.
Oh, God.
Maybe you're a slob of a mate. You knock on the door and be like, you want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
It's about a little messy pig. About a little messy piggy. Right, and the piggy, and then you tell like quite a horrific joke. Yeah. But you make it like very obvious that the pig is a metaphor for you.
Yeah.
Then you go, well, I'm off to bed. Aimon heard the nasty joke, never went camping again. You do the nasty joke about the cleaning.
This is actually, I like this. This is a good theory. I like that.
Much. It's about observing your surroundings and drawing from that to create solutions.
Yes.
What a show. What a podcast. We've done it again. Next problem. Another kiss has been blown. Blow one more kiss and the fucking funny man's coming in here.
I'm not.
I'm loving this new horror movie that's going to come out, The Funny Man.
Funny man.
Adam Sandler is the lead. Let's do one more and then we'll let you get back to your life, Aimon. How do I get my partner to stop listening to Barbershop and start listening to K-pop?
Oh, the old less doo-wop and more bibimbop.
I think Bibimbap is what you're thinking.
Fuck.
It does feel like you're just trying to get them off one loser thing to another loser thing.
That is
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
it's nice that the two dorks found each other, but you know,
Okay, so
So
Barbershop.
Barbershop is like a quartet.
Ooh, up, that one.
Yeah,
take me
sure.
back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Now do it with a Korean accent.
Yeah.
You have got me.
I actually interviewed a Korean hip hop act when I was on radio in
K-hop.
Darwin. K-hop. Because they did the Darwin Festival.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to interview this Korean hip hop act because they
D-Fest.
would make you interview some of the acts, whatever. And they were like, sure, they're pretty popular. They're like one of the bigger hip hop groups, whatever, in Korea, but they don't speak English. And I was like, that's fine. And they're like, oh, well, how are you going to do the interview? And I just did a call out on radio the day before. I was like, hey, the Darwin Festival's on. These guys are coming. If you know anyone who can speak Korean, can you get them to come in and do this interview with me? And I did. Some listener came to translate the conversation that I had with these guys. But the experience made me realize that fuck, you put a lot of trust in the translator to be telling them what you're actually kind of saying. Because I don't know, I had suspicions that the person could actually speak full Korean because it was the conversation that I was having and asking the questions. They would sit there and listen to what she was saying. They'd just be like,
Oh, just mouth agape.
yeah, mouth agape, not following and not nodding along or anything. They're just like, oh.
Yeah, the question's so how long have you guys been a group? And then it's like, you fucking cunts coming over here, taking our pop.
Off our hard-working, thirsty merc.
Fucking Hilltop Hood should have been there, man. The H Hoods.
I went and saw him, though, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it would have been.
It was really
Yeah.
cool. So, I could get around the idea of the K-pop, but you kind of, here's a thought, because especially in Japanese music as well, they do a lot of genre bending. I wonder if there's Korean barbershop, K-Barbershop.
There is a Korean barbershop. It's called Gangnam Style, actually.
Yeah, there is in the valley. I love that place. The person would have been like, this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
And now it's still there and they're like, God, I got so many regrets.
You just walk out of there with just the most intense spike. You go, I literally just asked for a short back and sides.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Korean barbershop music exists.
I'm going to fuck this name up. Onini
Onini
Ilbagwan.
Ibalguan.
Onini Ilbagwan, also known as Sisters Barbershop, a South Korean modern rock band. Iconic. Apparently.
Also known as Sisters Barbershop.
And also known as Sisters Barbershop. Okay. So, maybe that's where you try and find the little middle ground. It's not barbershop. It's just known as Sisters Barbershop as a band. They're more K-rock, but we all know rock's a gateway drug.
Yeah.
From barbershop to pop.
Yeah.
I think that's how it worked in the musical timeline, wasn't it? You had barbershop, then rock came along, then pop came along. Mm-hmm. I think I'm getting that right, Eamon. You're the music guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how you do it.
There's got to be an a cappella Gangnam Style. I don't know any other K-pop than Gangnam
I'll look it
Style.
up. A cappella.
Here we go.
낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 너는 선호해 낮에는 너만큼
For the
따사로운 그
longest time.
선호해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해
You said goodbye to me tonight. That's why I tell you. That's why. I think that's the hybrid you're looking for. Play on that. There is order restored once again between the barbershop and the K-pop communities. A rift that has really been plaguing the news lately. The biggest rift geopolitically, I would say, is the barbershop and the K-pop people. But we've once again solved it. I reckon that is another episode in the can. Thank you very much for coming in, Eamon.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming along. If you live in Brisbane or you live in Melbourne, be sure to get along to Not On Your Rider. When is the Melbourne show?
Melbourne one's on the 3rd of October.
Oh,
3rd
shit.
of October with special guests like
Will Anderson, All Day, the rapper.
Oh, shit.
former comic.
Former comic.
Ah, there you go.
Ray O'Leary, Gillian Cosgrove.
He didn't say that as
Hayley Mary.
enthusiastic as the other two. Ray
That's all right. Ray O'Leary's going to be there. It's going to be sick, yeah.
It sounds
Come on.
awesome. Get along. Be sure to also listen to Game on Mole, the podcast, and get along to some isolation trivia nights.
Yeah, I've got some trauma to work through, I think.
Yeah, well.
Oh, well. Got a couple of cool jokes he's going to tell you as well, if you promise to keep a secret.
Thank you very much for coming in. And to our dear listeners, thank you so much for copping about 26 kisses during the duration of this episode if you were watching the video component.
One shout out as well, if we could, Pete, to wrap up the show.
Absolutely.
To this message we received today from, I think it's Lear.
Yep, Leah, Courtney, Sherry.
Doing the drive down from where we're from, Cairns to Coranda 3 times a day. For some reason, listening to our episodes, somehow managing to listen to them multiple times, wanting us to drop extras. We will never do extra episodes. Never.
How about you stop trying to put so much fucking pressure on us? It is hard enough to commit to coming in here once a week, sitting down, because we were best friends prior to this, but this working relationship has become so tense, and it's because of fucking people like you, Leah, sending us messages, making our days worse. So drive safe, I guess, down that range, and keep on listening. 5-star review, please. Love you very much, everyone. Thanks for listening. We're back next week. Good on you. Thanks. It's called a professional fade out in the industry. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Penis veins.
Bye. See you next week.